I'm Tom, and rumour has it Dillian Whyte versus Moses Itauma is going to be a pay-per-view event. Before we jump into that, people, I'm on the push for 1,000 subscribers. I'm getting ever closer. Make sure you do leave a subscribe, comment what you want to see, and head over to my Instagram and click follow, because what I want to do, what I'd love to do, is do a bit of a Q&A over there for 1,000 subscribers. Anyway, let's jump back into it. Dillian Whyte, Moses Itauma pay-per-view. This is getting really silly now. I've just watched the Deontay Wilder sort of comeback fight, and that was a pay-per-view event. I was going to stay up and watch it sort of live, and then I ended up having to watch it on catch-up because I'm not paying £20 to watch a fighter that just got knocked clean out in his last fight, before that lost to Parker, and hasn't fought in a year, have a comeback fight against a nobody for 20 quid. And now we're going to watch what is, and I mean this completely respectfully, a British heavyweight prospect fight against a washed, a past his best, an old, whatever you want to say, title contender. That's now going to be on pay-per-view, on top of your DAZN subscription. This is getting ridiculous, because the reality of it is, in no world is Itauma yet a pay-per-view star. And look, you can sit there and say, look, we'll stack the undercard, and you can stack the undercard, but the fact of the matter is, you have your best fight on the bill at the top of the bill. And I rate Itauma, really do, and he will be absolutely a pay-per-view star. He's just not that yet, like at all. You know, I buy pay-per-views. I don't mind pay-per-views. I really don't like illegal streaming, you know, for so many reasons. But so I buy pay-per-views, and sometimes it feels like it is worth it. You know, Usyk Dubois 2, that's going to be pay-per-view. If I'm not at the fight, I'll buy the pay-per-view, because that's fair enough. It's the Undisputed Heavyweight Championship. I don't mind it like that. I don't mind AJ versus Dubois pay-per-view. I don't mind certain fights on pay-per-view, right? But now we're seeing 2 or 3 pay-per-view events a month. So we're talking at least 100 quid. Because you've got your £25 subscription, £25 3 times a month to watch a pay-per-view event. You're talking 100 quid just to watch a couple of boxing fights. And it's too many now. I buy them, but now we've got Jake Paul, Deontay Wilder, you know, the Jake Paul fight, pay-per-view, Deontay Wilder, pay-per-view. That's just one weekend. A couple of weekends you've got Usyk Dubois, pay-per-view. That's 3. And it's, you know, like a while back you had the Ring Magazine New York card, Times Square card, pay-per-view. Everything is just, you know, the Canelo card, pay-per-view. And you're just sitting there going, DAZN was meant to be, and this isn't just a DAZN thing, as I say, Deontay Wilder was pay-per-view. DAZN was meant to be the Netflix of boxing, right? Where you pay your subscription and you go in. I don't really feel like, and I've cancelled my subscription with DAZN, which by the way was extremely difficult. I don't understand why they made that difficult. But I've just cancelled it, and I've been a long time subscriber of DAZN, but I've cancelled it because I just don't feel like I'm getting £25 worth a month. Because maybe you watch 2 cards a month, and then the rest of what you watch is on pay-per-view anyway. And it's like, well, why am I paying £25 a month just to get access to the site? I don't really watch it. And, you know, the Club World Cup's on it. Who the fuck cares about the Club World Cup? Like, you know what I mean, outside of boxing. But certainly from a boxing point of view, I don't think I'm getting £25 worth of content a month. And I'm not trying to shit on them, but £25 a month, I just don't think I'm getting £25 worth of content. Then you're chucking on the content I do want to see with my subscription, like a Moses Itauma versus Dillian Whyte card. Oh, but now it's on pay-per-view, so it's another 25 quid. So that's basically a 50 quid fight. Or the Usyk Dubois, you know, card, 50 quid fight. And you're going, 50 quid fight? I might as well just buy a fucking ticket for 50 quid. It's getting pretty silly now, where this is why I'll just watch it on catch-up. I just won't get this bored. If I turn off my notifications, get my partner or my friend or someone to go onto YouTube and put it on for me so I don't see the result or the titles, and just watch it on catch-up. I buy pay-per-views. It's silly. Isn't DAZN's whole thing meant to be the home of boxing, the Netflix of boxing, no pay-per-views? That's what it was sold on. Look, I get the big fights. That makes sense. I just remember Eddie Hearn leaving Sky and going to DAZN and saying it's getting too hard on Sky to justify every fight being a pay-per-view. And DAZN didn't want him to do that. But suddenly, DAZN's doing that. You know, it's crazy how many pay-per-views there are. It's it's just, that's what's killing pay-per-view. That's what's highlighting, if you like, illegal streaming. Boxing is doing great right now. Boxing is doing amazing right now, especially in the UK. This is really bad for that. This is really bad for that. You got one of the youngest heavyweight prospects, well, probably the youngest heavyweight prospect, the best heavyweight prospect, the best boxing prospect, if we're honest. But he's a prospect, and you're killing his growth. You're killing his growth by putting on pay-per-view. Look, maybe I'm wrong, but either way, as I say, Deontay Wilder had pay-per-view last night. How can DAZN claim to be the Netflix of boxing, right? But then go and put Moses Itauma versus Dillian Whyte on pay-per-view. But then you've got actually Netflix itself putting Canelo and Crawford on for free, for part of your subscription. That's wild. You know what I mean? This is bad for Itauma. It's bad for publicity. It's bad for DAZN, especially after that whole debacle with cancelling your subs. Too many pay-per-views, too much money to buy it all. It just encourages illegal streaming. People, let me know your thoughts on all of that in the description, in the comment section rather, down below. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. People, you know how this works. Peace.